Our final speaker is the creative designer and founder of Obbaki and its philanthropic counterpart, the Obbaki Foundation. She is a dedicated humanitarian activist and creative leader, having fused her lifelong passions together to create engaging and innovative philanthropy. Her humanitarian work is not only delivering internationally recognized help to where it's needed most, but it also inspires our global community to become involved through creative platforms. Please welcome Treana Peake.
Well, thank you. Oh, such hard acts to follow. So this is me in a collage, a chaotic, sort of passionate, creative mess, really. I'm inspired by my design work, yet driven by my humanitarian projects, and what this mess allows me to do is keep my head in a very creative space. It keeps my hands active in change in the world, and it allows me to keep my heart full to the brim, creating moments along the way. These moments are what inspire me. Life to me is really about experiences that we have with people. It's connections we make, it's lessons we learn. And I'd like to share with you tonight a few of those very special moments that I've collected along my journey. Alel Choke is the place where it all began for me, our very first water well. There's immense gratitude in the eyes of the people and a growing trust as I return year after year. As I sit with Zachariah and he reads to me in his native language, I have an overwhelming sense of belonging, and it is here that I truly feel that I belong and that we're all connected. This boy I found in a village in an abandoned school. He is so eager to learn, he would come here and study the fading text on the blackboards. He taught me about ambition and dedication and what it means to truly follow your dreams no matter how far off they might seem. Once a leprosy colony rejected from society, Malo is now using water to rebuild. The villagers are confident and able, but most importantly, they are not ashamed. They are aware of their challenges and what they've accomplished over the years, but instead of being humiliated or incapacitated, they have learned to embrace their inner beauty and to celebrate themselves. The South Sudanese cattle camps, a place of beauty and wonder, preserved in 4 years of civil war, an untouched society, untouched by modern world. It is here that I've seen the beauty and simplicity, and I'm humbled in the presence of a dignified people who for centuries have held true to their ancient way of life. For 15 years, I have watched these boys of St. Valentine's Orphanage grow up in a heartbreaking system, hardened by a life they do not deserve. I've watched them continually drop their walls to share all that's left of themselves with me. And I've learned from these boys that even though after all the pain they have seen, they still share themselves and they're still not afraid to love. This is the power of true collaboration. It is shown in the history of humankind that those who have prevailed have learned to work together. And here's an absolute example of that. The people of Adal have built their village on this principle and continually come together to collectively share their burdens. We built a school for hearing impaired children who were living in complete isolation around their country. Now it's a place of acceptance and empowerment where each child is given an opportunity and an education. The lesson is not learned through that, it's learned through their music. They don't hear it, they feel it. It comes from a place within. And even though all the beats are off, it's the perfect sound I've ever heard. This little boy and I watched as his entire village was loaded into a UN truck and relocated. Despite how difficult it is to pick yourself up and start all over again, it becomes very clear in times like this that home isn't a place, it's found in the people that you love. Given a life most would deem too big to carry, this man led an entire village through war. Constantly fleeing with nothing but a few possessions, he kept his people believing in themselves and in believing in their future. Today, he sits proudly in a thriving community, wearing an oversized suit that his courage alone could fill 10 times over. The village of Penlang, a colorful and vibrant village that understands the true importance of celebration, working hard to overcome challenges This village developed a very strong economic community in 4 months after receiving a water well. In order to recognize their hard work, I handed out brushes and paints and watched as this painting came to life through art. The women immediately gathered around the painting and started dancing, and they reminded me that all that we do, we need to stop, reflect, and celebrate. Instead of thinking what might be around the corner, we should be proud of what we've accomplished and enjoy the happiness that we feel now in this very moment. What I've learned from these people become a part of me. They shape and mold my thoughts and become the foundation in which I build my life. I spent years in Africa, and while I know that I've made an impact, I can't help but think that I'm taking back more than I've left. A world explored with an open mind allows us to be conduits of each other's kindness, passing good from person to person. Moments that move me, I now pass through my children, and the very lessons that I learned from the villagers, I teach to my children. To take risks and be courageous, to live life and embrace friendships, to share each other's burdens, to be thankful for what we have, to dance to the beat of your own drum, and to celebrate life, but to most importantly, to be kind and compassionate. We found Arturo in the camps of Mexico City. When learning of his terminal illness, I watched my daughter without hesitation give herself, her time, and her love. Being in that moment out in the world, she was able to see the impact her own kindness could have on someone. Life gives us many opportunities to have these experiences, but most of us are afraid of the challenge, afraid of failure. In fact, it took me 2 years to do this presentation. But if you want to have a fulfilling life, you have to be able to take that first step. You have to climb that mountain, face your fears, and when you get to the top and look back on all that you've accomplished, you have to throw yourself back into it again. Your work is not over. You need to do it again and again and again. It's not about being at the top. It's about the million steps that you've taken to get there. It's about the amazing friendships you've made along the way. It's about the moments. It's about the lessons learned. It's really about all of those things. It's not about being there. We are born and we die, but the in-between is ours. So many of us spend all of our lives combing the world for inspiration. We're looking at other people's lives and trying to find things that move us. We spend hours on Instagram and Twitter and blogs when we should be out creating our own memories. Experience life through your own eyes. Go out and experience moments, crazy ones. And when you find those moments, truly live in them. When you find those moments that make you happy, stay there a while and enjoy it, because you truly deserve it. Thank you.